Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we're on the website Tenor Encheres, the French auction portal, and we're going to have a look at an auction by Vichy Encheres. This is a auction house that we've covered quite a few times, and they have some quite prestigious sales. This particular auction finishes on the 6th of May. It's the 4th today, so a couple of days left to go. This is a general kind of musical instrument sale, and there's also another sale the day afterwards on the 7th that we're going to cover on another video in a few days' time. The buyer's premium is 24% for this auction. There's 376 lots, so quite a few lots on this one. And as I said before, this is a French-based auction, so if you're outside of France or outside of Europe, then kind of check all the terms and conditions you can see here in regards to kind of shipping, import, export, etc., all of that kind of wonderful stuff. So as we've got quite a few lots to go over, we should probably just kind of get on with it really and see what we have. So we have mandolin here. Let's just get the translate going. Mandolin with hollow ribs by Luigi Uriani. Interesting violin with the kind of scoop, the faceted bowl there. That's pretty cool. Fluted, I think that's the term I was looking for. Fluted bowl. Another mandola here, circa 1900. A Greek baglama with a distorted table. Neapolitan mandolin, fairly standard there. Tenor banjo from about 1930. Once the pictures decide to load, can see that we're going to have one of these adventures today. Flat mandolin by René Jerome, 1930, broken head. Gelas mandolin by Jean Rouez, double soundboard board from 1937. Neapolitan mandolin by Vinaccia from 1891. Of which it bears a label, Hidden Mechanics. Okay, interesting. An Irin electroacoustic flat mandolin made in China. Neapolitan mandolin labelled La Divina from 1905. That's quite a nice looking one. 300 to 350 euros is the estimate. Mandolin with 29 hollow ribs by G. Puglisi, Catania. Neapolitan mandolin by G. Carbone, and 1890. Flat mandolin by Antoine de Morel. Neapolitan mandolin by Luigi Tamano. Gelas mandolin made in Paris, 1926. It's fairly nice. Mandolin by Luigi Nicoletti, Naples. Albertini Milanese mandolin made around 1890. I do quite like these Milanese ones. Mandola by Gennaro de Roma. Banjo mandolin with double barrel, 1920. Clavero tenor banjo, 1930s. Study mandolin by Stridente. Flat mandolin by Antoine de Mora. The Geles Mandolin by Jean Roues, 1925. Neapolitan Mandolin there, about 1900. It's a good selection of mandolins. Mandolin by JTL, around 1900. A lot of two mandolins, one of which is Neapolitan with hollow ribs. Let's have a quick look at that again. That's actually not too bad. Nice enough. And a mandolin banjo with Broadway iron mark. It's fairly nice. Neapolitan mandolin, Carlos Sartori. A nice choice of I know it's just, I thought it was a nice choice of wood, but it's just been messed about with a bit. Flat mandolin by Antoine de Mora. Mandola by Jerome Brothers. Neapolitan mandolin by Manzoni, head broken. Mandola bearing Fenger label. Tenor banjo bearing a mark on the head at Gedson. Rocco Man Deluxe Tenor Banjo, made in Japan. Neapolitan mandolin with 25 hollow ribs. Flat mandolin by Antoine de Mora. Neapolitan style French mandolin, Valentino Lovisolo label. Wow, that's pretty cool. Let's do quite like the back on that one. Neapolitan mandolin by Pasquale De Santo from 1900. Tenor banjo made in Paris around 1930. Small 4-string saz from around 1900. A trapezoidal violin modelled by Felix Savart, 1820. Actually kind of fairly interesting looking thing there. I think we're losing the internet. Interesting enough. Here's a pochette from around 1900. Interesting. A violin, or violin by Georges Contal, made around 1900. Interesting. Another one, but by JTL. Mute violin. Another kind of pochette, 1900. Traces of worm on the bottom. That's really quite tiny. Anonymous Portuguese guitar. Children's guitar from Roca in Valencia. Right, made around 1950. And we are on to other stuff. Guitar by Karl Muller, Augsburg, around 1906. Adjustable neck there. Yeah, that's quite nice. 1200 to 1500. An instrument case in good condition. Banduria de Alcaniz, made in Barcelona around 1890. German-made guitar made around 1900, as is. Yep, nothing too exciting on that one. Hawaiian guitar labelled Garcia Velasco. Jazz guitar by Paul Buscher, 1950. Modern sketched guitar by Raymond Chance, made around 2000, unvarnished, boxed. I wonder if that's meant to mean kit guitar. Gypsy jazz guitar, amateur work, as is. Epiphone classical guitar, model DR1000. I'm not sure why it's saying classical, because it's not. Yeah, a copy of a J45, so still strong. Classical guitar, as is. Swedish guitar harp with 10 strings, but made around 1900. That's fairly sweet. Yamaha model FG 260 12-string folk guitar. And an Epiphone hollow body electric guitar, Emperor Joe Pass. Epiphone hollow body, Sheraton model. Classical guitar, 3/4, Brasilia. A Munich style guitar made in 1900, floating fingerboard. Classical guitar by Duarte Costa Amares, made in Lisbon, 1968. Kasuga student guitar, made in Japan. A Hopf archtop guitar, made in Germany, circa 1950. Jazz guitar by Cousineau, about 1960. Steel hollow body guitar by Loic Lepape in the style of Gretsch. That's quite interesting. 800 to 1,000 is the estimate. Archtop jazz guitar made in Eastern Europe, modified head. Tenor ukulele by Ricardo Sanchez, 1900. These are quite popular. A Viennese guitar, second half of the 19th century, with a screwed neck. It's had some modifications, but interesting. Steel strung guitar with a Boischer label. Italian guitar by Monzino, made in Milan around 1890. Beautifully restored. I think that's potentially up for debate. Ooh, clicked on the wrong thing there. Carmencita steel strung guitar. Yamaha model FJ 681 electroacoustic. Concept guitar, early 19th century, potentially Italy. That's really interesting, fan fretted. That's very curious. Guitar in the style of a Portuguese guitar. Interesting. Guitar by Matthias Simon, made in Mittenwald about 1906, so-called Viennese fingerboard. Interesting. A Banduria by Mariano Biu. Professional Hohner solid body electric guitar. Folk guitar from Ibanez, about 1980. Seagull brand folk guitar. Anton Bruckner guitar, made in Bohemia in 1866, floating fingerboard. It's kind of interesting. To be restored. Classical guitar by El Patinote, made in Matancourt around 1950. A guitar made around 1900, bearing the Maschiarelli label. Spanish guitar by Francisco de Anastasios from 1967. Eco brand classical guitar. Hollow body guitar from Guild, model X170 BLD HL. French classical guitar there from 1950. Classical guitar with Kasuga label. Classical guitar from Aria. German guitar in the style of an old instrument, circa 1900, branded Sonora. Yeah, see these things every now and then. It's the anonymous classical guitar. Still Strong guitar by René Jerome around 1950. Italian guitar, first half of the 20th century. We've got some more guitars, it seems. Guitar by Julius Heinrich Zimmermann, early 20th century. Ellipse brand electroacoustic folk guitar. Terz guitar in Viennese style. Guitar in the style of a Fender Telecaster. String guitar with Jacques Castelluccia label. Fender electric resonator guitar. Starline guitar in the style of a Les Paul Corvette cherry finish. Jerome jazz guitar made around 1950. Very damaged fingerboard apparently. Electric Ozark resonator. Steel strung guitar from the Kuzno workshop. And a classical guitar labelled Master. Classical guitar by Trio Gut Nagoya. Jazz guitar by Demoro. Yamaha model FG 300 folk guitar made in Japan. Jazz type guitar with cutaway and oval mouth by Henri Miller in Poussey. Romantic style German guitar made around 1900. That seems quite high, 250 to 300. Electric solid body guitar, Eastern Europe, 1970. Fender brand solid body electric guitar, Wilco Johnson signature. Rose & Co in Bombay. Kind of little ukulele. Famous brand archtop guitar, about 1960s. Copy of the violin bass, made in Japan. Electroacoustic folk guitar by Ibanez. Lag brand solid body electric guitar made in France around 1997. I remember the Lag brand. I quite like their acoustics actually, some were kind of interesting. Jazz guitar made around 1950. Folk guitar bearing the Quikampoi label, made in Japan. Classical guitar by Sakazo Nakada. Student guitar made in Japan, 1970. Electric hollow body guitar from Epiphone. Classical guitar by Raymond Chance, around 2000. Oh, have to refresh the page apparently. 3/4 Spanish guitar by Hios de Ramon, made around 1890 in Valencia. It's a student guitar by Yasake in Vineyard Wood. Axe Tech traditional Pro Series solid body electric guitar. A guitar by Johann Harner. Galan model guitar made around 1970. A Kiyomoto 75 guitar, made circa 1970. Hofner brand bass guitar. J&D Brothers model kind of electroacoustic thing. Jazz guitar by Luis Paternotte, made around 1950. Spanish classical guitar with Pedro Diaz label. Abe Gut study guitar. Lyre guitar, anonymous work, around 1800. You see these occasionally, it's not the nicest looking example. Archtop guitar, copy of a Gretsch there. Jazz guitar by De Bruyne. Hollow body guitar, copy of a Gretsch again. Takamine classical guitar. Looks like we're venturing out of guitars now, so into romantic accordion. And a chromatic accordion by Fratelli. I think we can just look at the first picture on that. Chromatic accordion by Francesco Marcanetti. And we've got an organola here, chromatic accordion. There's another chromatic accordion there. Special Vando Veld chromatic accordion. Club type diatonic accordion from Hercule. Stella Italy chromatic accordion. Romantic accordion around 1850. Chromatic accordion Cooperativa Vercelli, Italy. Diatonic accordion, paddle keys by Paolo Soprani in Castelfidardo, to be restored. Interesting. Hohner diatonic accordion there, and a romantic accordion around 1860. A whole load of kind of general sheet music labels or things. I'm not even quite sure what that is. A Gadulka, a Bulgarian bagpipe there. It's interesting. Loads of scores and booklets. We can kind of ignore that. Slit drum of the Topeng Dance Theatre, Bali, Indonesia. That's pretty cool, actually. Then Dundu slit drum, Mangbetu, DR Congo. Musical saw and two bows and a spare blade. Actually, those bows are kind of quite curious. An oud with 3 rosettes. Marching band, glockenspiel and harness. African percussion ensemble including 3 bells from Brazil, Burkina Faso and Benin. A Carrigan Doctor blade on a bass, Burkina Faso. Sanza from the Chokwa, Angola. More Sanzas from Central African Republic. All things from Burkina Faso. Yeah, good range. So is the I mean, sometimes Gardner Hallgate in the UK do have interesting kind of African instruments and things, but it mainly seems to be the French auctions. A lot of 2 dance and divination rattles. Fang Gabon. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Oh, I think we actually missed something there, didn't we? We missed the timber drum, the Bugger Guinea. Exceptional and rare. Yep, we missed that one in the excitement. A zither from Zaramo, Tanzania. These are pretty cool. Quite like to make one of those actually. 5-string Kundi harp, Sunday, Central African Republic. Chinese tympanum, Beijing, around 1920. That's quite cool actually. That's interesting. A rare large Seto harp with 5 strings from DR Congo. That's really cool, actually. That's amazing. That is really interesting. Small Val d'Ajol spruce, rectangular case with 2 openings, regional work from the 19th century. Sound objects from Cameroon. Kind of drums, percussion stuff. Very cool. A Sanza from Rwanda and DRC. Tibetan oboe, as is. Sanza with 8 tongues, Chokwa, Angola. German zither by Joseph Müller. A Muyenga divination rattle, DR Congo. Alligator oboe of Hausa herders, pastoralists in Niger. Trumpet, Rakang Kling in Tibet. Lot of 3 hunting flutes, Burkina Faso. Dulcimer by Roman Chants around 1980. Pilewo drum from Ivory Coast. That's pretty cool. Domu harp from DR Congo. A hurdy-gurdy case from around 1900. That's interesting. Magnum drum kit there. A few other bits going on. Ooh, a wand of honor. Really. Swiss imperial marching drum. Another Swiss imperial marching drum there. 2 flutes, including a Piccolo Flute. Okay. Roland brand synth there. Juno 106. It's kind of cool. Piccolo Flute there. Stamped Majoritat. Piccolo Flute, Boehm system, stamped Thibouville. Piccolo Flute, Boehm system, C. Reeve, Robert. That's a bit odd. Well, it kind of went to. Just double check. Yeah, we're on the right page there. And then a Piccolo there by Cousineau. Piccolo by Buffet Crampon. Piccolo Flute by Selma. Piccolo Flute by Yamaha. Piccolo Flute Hannes Drozd in Geneva. Another Piccolo Flute. Some kind of books on music and stuff like that. Flute Noble. Flute with conical bore, JTL. Silver plated flute by Mulleron. Flute by Thibouville. Another flute with ivory rings, stamped Godefroy. Silver plated flute, Cousineau. Silver plated flute, stamped JTL. Piccolo Flute by J.G. Selling in Dresden, Another Piccolo Flute by F. Malak. And Silver Metal Flute by Yamaha. Another flute by Yamaha. Flute by Peloton. Flute with a cylindrical bore, buffet crampon. Conical flute in boxwood, stamped Baudin. Flute by Artvents. And a Yamaha flute there. There's a kind of flute by Thibouville. And a piccolo by Cabar. Flute by Guyman Hart. Silver plated flute, stamped Trevor G. James, London. German flute, if the picture comes up. Every now and then internet goes a bit funny. Silver flute, marked Selma. Silver plated flute, Guyman Hart. Flute. Another flute. Another flute here. What is Commodore? There's a flute there. There's Cousineau. The flute as Laub. So a Yamaha flute. Another flute there. And a flute in ebony. A flute marked Lebret. So a flute Menason. A flute that's JTL. And there's a flute there, I think. Is it all locked? Flute marked Boston. Flute Trevor G. James at London. There's a Yamaha flute here. Here's a kind of a recorder, Moek. And there's a flute Gaudet. There's a flute Nobler. And then there's two piccolo flutes there. And then a normal kind of flute. Another flute there marked Grassi. Let's carry on. I think I might have lost our translation there for some reason. I'm not quite sure exactly what's going on. Let's go. Boxes of booklets and things here. We're on to clarinets here. Buffet Crampon. Clarinet Martin. Boxwood clarinet there. Stamped Jove in Paris. Set of two clarinets, one Buffet Crampon, one Laub. Clarinet JTL and a Noble. Clarinet in C in boxwood, Guatro, the big instrument dealers, same with JTL. Another clarinet by Noble. Clarinet in C boxwood, stamped Bellisaire. These boxwood ones are really quite beautiful. Clarinet Moynier and Company. Clarinet Krups. Clarinet in boxwood. clarinet, Remy Genin. Boxwood clarinet, ivory rings. That's stamped Alderu Mandar in Paris. It's kind of quite like that. Clarinet there. Case containing two a B flat and A clarinets. Cousineau, Paris. Boxwood B flat clarinet. Marked Daniel. Clarinet, marked Leblanc. Clarinet stamped Amati. Ooh, a lot of 7 in clarinets there. So, interesting. Clarinet there by Buffet Crampon. Boxes containing music and stuff, we can just skip that. An oboe conservatoire system stamped Lorey. Okay. Interesting. A crumb horn, I presume, in fruitwood, stamped Moak. Oboe, marked Tribert. Another oboe, marked Dolnet. Soprano saxophone, stamped Dolnet. Baritone saxophone neck, attributed to Yanagisawa. We're in saxophone party now. Tenor saxophone, stamped Dixon. Silver plated tenor saxophone, stamped Cousineau. Alto saxophone, stamped Stag, so you know that's a kind of modern thing. Silver tenor saxophone, Paul Buscher. Alto saxophone, stamped Evet and Schaefer. Baritone saxophone neck, Selma. Alto saxophone, Cantator. Tenor saxophone, Louis Agu in Bourges. Silver plated saxophone, stamped Martin Elkhart. Brass tenor saxophone, stamped Peloton. A lot of 5 mouthpieces, soprano baritone. Alto saxophone, stamped Sam Paris. Soprano saxophone, Cousineau. Alto saxophone, Con Elkhart. Alto saxophone, Buffet Crampon. Tenor saxophone, Weltklang. Silver plated alto saxophone, stamped André Fraise. Alto saxophone, Thoman. Alto saxophone, Dolonet. And tenor saxophone, JTL. On to the next page. We have more. Soprano saxophone, Margaritat. Baritone saxophone, Cousineau. Excellent. Something a bit different. Tenor saxophone by Royal. Alto saxophone by Dolnet. Selma Paris alto saxophone neck. Soprano saxophone by Weltklang. Baritone saxophone by Kellner. Tenor saxophone by Courtois. Oh, we're on to something else now. Cornet here by De Vries. Cornet by Besson. Cornet by Courtois. Load of mouthpieces there. An echo cornet in silver metal, Adolphe Sax. cornet there, stamped J.W. York and Sons, and it's a trumpet, Kuzno, trumpet, Van Gelen, trumpet, M. Chappelle, two trumpets, one stamped Kuzno and the other one P. Deslauriers. Interesting. Mouthpieces there. Cornet by Courtois. Lots 3 Kuzno bugles, Galliard Martel and Louisette bass bugle, Kuzno cavalry trumpet, Peloton bugle, Paul Busher bugle, as is, well, it's quite a number of items there. Cornet by Reynolds, USA, interesting. Trumpet, stamped Grass. Set of 4 brass instruments, including Kuzno sax horn, 3-piston cornet, flugelhorn. Interesting, and not the greatest condition. Trumpet by Selmer. Cornet by Kuzno. Cornet in nickel-plated metal, stamped Kuzno, if the picture wants to load up. Hey, trumpet there, Kuzno. Cornet, E-flat helicon-shaped bass trumpet. Brass cornet with 3 valves, Godot Courtois. Long cornet there by King USA. Flugelhorn B flat, Millero. Load of mutes there. Flugelhorn Selmer. 3 flugelhorns, 2 by Kuzno and 1 Louis Agau or Agu. Brass trumpet, stamped Louis Agu. Stozel 3-valve cornet. B-flat cornet by Austrian Musica Steyr. 2 trumpets, including Sib and stamped Monopoles Conservatoire and a King USA. Trumpet, Mark Selmer. Cornet in silver, Kuzno. Trumpet there, stamped Rex Antoine Courtois. Cornet, 3 valves, stamped Lecomte. Trumpet there, brand is Bundy. Bugle and small E-flat flugelhorn. Trumpet, stamped Kuzno. Trumpet by JTL. And I think we might be on the final page. Yep, we're finishing off with some brass. A brass cornet, stamped Hallery. Trumpet there from SML Musica. Flugelhorn by Clemens and Glier. Bugle by Bovar. Trumpet by Selmer. Bits of antique cornets there. Cornet, pocket cornet, stamped Master. Cornet by Couturier. Bass bugle by Cousineau, 4-piston bass sax horn by Couturier, E-flat sax horn, alto sax horn by J. Grass, B-flat double bass sax horn with 3 pistons, so Galliard and Lozlet, 3-piston sax horn, stamped L'Ouvrier Réunis, contrabass sax horn by Selma, going mad, some mouthpieces there, sax horn E-flat by Courtois, alto sax horn by Jupiter, alto sax horn by Pietet, alto sax horn Anonymous, 3-piston alto sax horn stamped Halari, sax horn, alto sax horn by Cousineau, another alto sax horn by Cousineau, some mouthpieces there, another alto sax horn by Cousineau, a trombone stamped New York, trombone in C, stamped Association d'Ouvriers Réunis, trombone in B flat by Mahillon, slide trombone by Courtois, trombone by Pelisson Guinot, trombone by Courtois, some mouthpieces for French horn, set of 3 horn tones, hunting horn in D, Anonymous, a French horn in F by Besson, French horn by Velt Klang, brass hunting horn stamped Millions, set of 3 horn tones, circular bugle stamped Millereau, hunting horn in D stamped Cousineau, and a French horn with 3 valves stamped Veltklang. And I think that's it. I think we've got to the end. So an interesting auction, like fairly diverse, a good range of different musical instruments, quite a lot of lots to go through, so we didn't go into super detail, but yeah, a few interesting things here, and I'm sure if you're a woodwind or a brass player, there's also a few interesting instruments as well. So yeah, all in all, not a bad auction, fairly decent photos. So I'll put a link in the description as always, and check it out and see what you think. And until next time, take it easy, and ciao. Many thanks for tuning in to the Musical Instrument Investigator. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like, subscribe and turn on notifications, and watch out for the next video coming soon.